The 1960s were defined by many things: seismic social shifts, groundbreaking music, and a global fascination with espionage. Fueled by the Cold War anxieties and the cinematic escapades of a certain British secret agent, the spy craze swept across books, films, and perhaps most memorably, television. And at the very heart of this small-screen phenomenon stood two sharply dressed agents, a secret organization, and a tone that blended high-stakes international intrigue with a distinct, sometimes surprising, vein of humor. The Man from U.N.C.L.E, which debuted in 1964, wasn't just another spy show. It was a phenomenon, a cultural touchstone, and arguably the definitive television expression of the era's espionage obsession. It offered viewers a stylish, globe-trotting fantasy, but its lasting legacy is built less on gadgets and more on the magnetic charisma of its stars and the unique, evolving tone that made it stand out from the pack. From the moment the secret door slid open in the tailor shop, revealing the headquarters of the United Network Command for Law and Enforcement, audiences were invited into a world of global danger and daring missions. U.N.C.L.E, a multinational secret organization dedicated to maintaining world peace and fighting global threats, provided the perfect canvas for weekly adventures. Their primary adversary, the nefarious technological hierarchy for the removal of undesirables and the subjugation of humanity, or THRUSH, was a wonderfully pulpy villainous syndicate, often led by delightfully over-the-top guest stars. The stakes felt high: world domination, stolen secrets, deadly weapons, but the show always maintained a crucial element: it was undeniably fun. The show's tone, particularly as it evolved from its darker, more serious first season into the more overtly campy and witty style of later years, was key to its appeal. It wasn't a grim portrayal of espionage. It was an exciting, stylish caper that didn't take itself too seriously, a balance that allowed it to be both thrilling and genuinely funny. The aesthetic of The Man from U.N.C.L.E was a huge part of its cool factor. The U.N.C.L.E agents were impeccably dressed, sharp suits were standard issue, and equipped with gadgets that, while perhaps simple by today's standards, communication pens, section pistols, felt futuristic and sophisticated at the time. The show created a sense of international flair, even if many exotic locations were simulated on studio backlots. It was a world of hidden passages, secret identities, double crosses, and narrow escapes. The stylish presentation, combined with the show's signature split-screen effects and voice-over narration explaining the mission, gave it a cinematic quality that was groundbreaking for television at the time. It invited viewers into a secret, glamorous world of spies that felt both dangerous and incredibly appealing. The visual language and production design reinforced the idea of a hidden global conflict being fought in the shadows and stylish hotel rooms around the world. However, the undeniable engine that drove The Man from U.N.C.L.E and cemented its place in television history was the partnership between its two lead agents, Napoleon Solo, played by the effortlessly debonair Robert Vaughn, and Illya Kuryakin, portrayed by the brooding, intense David McCallum. They weren't just colleagues. They were the heart of the show, a perfectly balanced duo whose contrasting personalities created a dynamic that was endlessly fascinating and appealing. Vaughn's Solo was the quintessential suave American spy, charming, resourceful, quick-witted, and always impeccably calm under pressure. He was the ladies' man, the smooth talker, the agent who could charm his way into or out of any situation. Vaughn played Solo with a cool confidence and a dry wit that made him instantly likable and aspirational. On the other side was David McCallum's Illya Kuryakin, the enigmatic Russian agent. In the height of the Cold War, presenting a Soviet agent as a heroic protagonist working alongside an American was, in itself, a quietly revolutionary concept. Illya was Solo's intellectual equal, often more serious, more technically minded, and possessing a quiet intensity that captivated audiences. He was the strong, silent type, capable in a fight, but also displaying moments of unexpected warmth, vulnerability, or dry humor, often delivered with a subtle expression or a perfectly timed line. McCallum brought a depth and complexity to Illya that transcended the typical spy archetype, making him incredibly compelling. The magic happened when Solo and Illya worked together. Their methods were different, their personalities contrasting, but their mutual respect and reliance on each other were absolute. They trusted each other implicitly in life-threatening situations, a bond that was unspoken but always evident. This equal partnership between an American and a Russian agent was not only unique for its time, but also offered a hopeful, albeit fictional, vision of cooperation in a divided world. It was this chemistry, the effortless back and forth between Vaughn and McCallum, that viewers tuned in for week after week. The missions were the framework, but the interaction, the shared glances, the rescue of one by the other, that was the real draw. Their dynamic felt genuine, built on a foundation of shared danger and unwavering loyalty, making them one of television's most iconic duos. Speaking of iconic duos and the chemistry that makes classic TV unforgettable, if you're fascinated by the partnerships and ensemble casts that define television history, you're in the right place. We love exploring what made these on-screen relationships click and why they still resonate today. Don't miss our future analyses of legendary TV pairings and teams. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and become part of our community that celebrates the magic of classic TV casts. The show was also notable for its structure, often involving an innocent civilian who would get caught up in the agent's mission, offering a point of view for the audience and adding an element of relatability to the high-stakes spy world. This allowed for a diverse array of guest stars, from established film actors to rising talents, adding fresh energy to each episode. And overseeing it all was the steady presence of Leo G. Carroll as Alexander Waverly, the stern but fair head of U.N.C.L.E, providing the mission briefings and a comforting sense of authority. The show successfully created a self-contained universe with its own rules and recurring elements, like the communication pen or the section to headquarters that drew viewers into its ongoing global conflict. The popularity of the man from U.N.C.L.E exploded, particularly driven by the immense fan following for David McCallum's Illya Kuryakin. Ilyamania swept through the fanbase, demonstrating the powerful connection audiences felt with this mysterious, compelling character. The show spawned a massive merchandising empire: toys, board games, lunchboxes, novels, comic books, and even feature films compiled from two-part episodes released in theaters. It became a cultural phenomenon, influencing not only subsequent spy shows, but also embedding the imagery and concept of the stylish, gadget-laden spy into the popular consciousness. Its impact reached far beyond its four-season run. While the show's tone shifted considerably over its run, becoming notably more comedic and less serious in later seasons, its core appeal remained the charisma of its lead actors and the fun of the espionage premise. Some purists preferred the darker tone of Season 1, while others embraced the more light-hearted, campy adventures that followed. This tonal evolution is itself an interesting aspect of the show's history, reflecting perhaps a reaction to audience preferences or a deliberate choice to lean into the inherent absurdity of the premise. Regardless of the season's specific tone, the foundation of the Solo-Kuryakin partnership and the stylish world of U.N.C.L.E remains strong, carrying the series through its various iterations. The man from U.N.C.L.E was more than just a product of the 1960s spy craze. It was a key contributor to it and a unique entity within the genre. It blended action, adventure, and humor in a way that felt fresh and exciting. Its stylish presentation, memorable theme music, pulpy villains, and particularly its central, groundbreaking partnership between two agents from opposing sides of the Cold War ensured its place in television history. It proved that espionage could be glamorous, witty, and accessible to a wide audience, leaving a lasting legacy on spy fiction and pop culture that continues to resonate today. It captured a moment in time, but did so with a style and a central relationship that remain genuinely cool and compelling decades later. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into the secret world of U.N.C.L.E and what made this show a classic, remember there's always more to explore in the vast archive of television history. We love uncovering the stories behind these influential series. Don't miss out on future analyses and discussions. Make sure you've subscribed to stay connected with our explorations of classic TV's hidden depths and obvious brilliance. Now, let's hear from the agents in the field. That's you. What are your fondest memories of watching The Man from U.N.C.L.E? Who was your favorite agent, Solo or Illya, and why? What do you think is the most important part of the show's legacy? Share your thoughts, mission debriefs, and opinions in the comments section below. Let's discuss why U.N.C.L.E still holds a special place in the annals of spy fiction and television history.